I started lifting towards the end of 2021. That was when I was a sophomore in high school. And now today I'm currently a freshman in college. I will confidently say by now that I am pretty close to achieving that 10 out of 10 physique correlating to aesthetics, but obviously I'm still working towards that goal. During my full 3 years of lifting, mostly throughout high school, I'm going to be breaking down each year individually, the mistakes I made, the mindset switches, the struggles, the different diets that I tried, basically everything that pretty much created that foundation in my body right now. Rewinding to 2021, this was my sophomore year. First clear mistakes that I made are super embarrassing, so please bear with me. I remember the first week that I got into the gym, the very first week, as soon as I got my gym membership and I created my own program, my split, right? The first thing that I did was put down 8 bicep exercises. 8 different bicep exercises. Can you believe that? And I was about to go through them in order. I put these on my notes on my phone. I also did 6 exercises for triceps, 8 exercises for shoulders because I thought shoulders were very important for your physique, which they are, and I didn't think doing back or legs was important at all, so I didn't even bother putting those down on my notes. During this time, it's obvious that I had no idea what I was doing, and I was really that gym noob. I didn't know shit. All I thought was pumping iron. The more you work out, the bigger you'll get, but obviously that wasn't the case, dude. I really had completely zero knowledge relating to bodybuilding. Eventually, I finally was lifting somewhat properly. I started doing push-pull legs, which was okay, I guess. Started to get a little stronger. The weights were going up. And during this time, I started taking protein powder and implementing creatine as well. The downside of all of this continued on for months. It was January to April 2022. I basically got fat as fuck, dude. I pretty much dirty bulked for a consistent 3 months, and I did not even care about protein. I was probably only consuming half of the intake I was supposed to take. I literally remember drinking half a gallon of chocolate milk every night while watching YouTube at the same time. I would buy a gallon of chocolate milk every other day, drink half on one night, and finish it the next night. I did this for about 2 months. This was terrible, bro. Reason for this was to get as heavy as I could, simply just so I can bench more. Go. Get it, bro. And my bench barely went up, so at the end of the day, I only got fat from this. My bench barely went up. Never dirty bulk, dude. Summer of that year, nothing was special. I just ended up losing 15 pounds because I didn't want to be fat anymore, dude. But my physique was overall very mid, but obviously we were still in the building phase. Fall 2022, things started to get a little bit interesting with my whole fitness journey. Fall 2022, I was lifting and playing football, which was extremely difficult. I lost a lot of weight because of how busy school plus practice was. I was at school from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. where we had morning practices at 6 a.m. before school and then a long ass evening practice after school. But yeah, I tried to balance this out, lifted on the weekends. Overall, I was just really skinny with just a little bit of muscle tone that some people would notice. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of October, my life completely changed and things honestly turned for the worse during this time. I got suspended for 3 months from my school and I got sent to a consciential school. I basically got in trouble for pantsing a kid. Well, he was my friend, but you know what I'm saying? Nah, it was pretty bad, bro. Balls and everything were out, bro. Completely out. This eventually led me to getting kicked off the football team. I felt severely embarrassed, but this whole event ended up switching my mindset completely, especially revolving around the gym and the way I looked. I was skinny and I had a goal to come back to that school in January of 2023. I wanted to go ghost, putting everything into my physique, come back looking like a completely different person, fucking jacked and confident, shit like that. Suspension of me going to that consciential school for 3 months made me even better. That was my whole drive, that was my whole mission during those 3 months. During this time, I was finally hitting my protein goals. Not necessarily eating clean, but taking protein seriously finally helped me build the physique I was supposed to build when I first started working out. During this time, I actually got pretty big, got a lot stronger. I was very locked in. And I did end up making serious progress. I switched to the Arnold split, which was so much better, just my opinion, and I finally prioritized progressive overloading. This is when I came up with the 12 rep rule. The 12 rep rule is simple and it applies to all exercises and lifts besides compound lifts. You hit a weight for 12 reps. After you hit 12 reps, you simply bump the weight and try to hit 12 reps again. Easy, simple as that. That's basic progressive overloading, but when you actually implement it and pay attention to it, it's a game changer, bro. Following this rule helped me stay motivated to get stronger each and every week, and by far took my physique to the next level. My physique skyrocketed and finally started to look good by eating enough protein, progressive overloading. Those were the big adjustments I made, which completely changed the game. But I actually started getting way more compliments after this, and I actually ended up getting my first ever girlfriend. Didn't expect that, right? This was around January, the start of 2023, a brand new year. Got a girlfriend, got my first ever girlfriend. I think it's safe to say that obviously I was still a boy during this time, right? And she did end up breaking up with me, which is completely fine. She broke up with me like in the middle of January. Honestly, that whole breakup turned me into an absolute powerhouse, dude. I had no intention on like getting any revenge on her or anything. It wasn't anything like that. It just made me want to look even better, way better. I'm telling you, bro, a breakup is literally the best source of motivation. You just gotta learn how to transfer that energy. Breakups are the best source of motivation, no question at all, no doubt. February through July of 2023 were my prime months. That's what I remember so vividly during my second half of my junior year. I was smashing PRs, looking the best I've ever seen myself. And I also learned that training solo by myself is what contributed a lot towards this. Solo, you're in the zone, no distractions. For me to make progress, I must train alone. I started eating really clean, feeling a lot more confident. I kept getting stronger with each lift consistently, and I was actually maintaining the same weight the whole time. I didn't bulk, I didn't cut. All I did was maintain my same weight the entire time and just get stronger with progressive overload. One of the best memories I had during this time was I used to meal prep and I would eat at the same spot every lunch. It would be me and my best friend, his name was Dan. Me and him would both pull up to school, pull up to lunch, same time, same place. Got our bland ass chicken and rice, dude. And those were definitely some memories because we were both trying to grow together. We were both sacrificing. There's things you look back at and be like, damn, like, I wanted something bad and I was doing whatever I could to get it, Early months of 2023 overall, I was locked in, bro, 100%. All I cared about was looking good at this point. A couple months later, I got my first job, went to football summer camp to prep for the next season. And yeah, this is when I would definitely consider being in my prime days just as of high school. I genuinely felt what real discipline felt like because of that summer. Full-time job on the weekends, lifted in the mornings, then walked to the school in 100-degree weather for 3-hour-long football practices. I'm so glad I went through that. After those summer days, me being my prime, eventually I did get another girlfriend around September of 2023. This was now I'm a senior in high school. This relationship I had with this girl lasted all the way until basically the end of 2024, the end of last year. The whole year of 2024, my physique was pretty mid the entire time. Honestly, it probably got a lot worse. I remember there were times where I was very skinny. It was pretty much a waste of a year relating to the gym. I didn't care about progressive overload. I didn't care about eating clean. I was basically settling and being comfortable with myself. I pretty much just got really overly comfortable because I had a girlfriend. No blame on her whatsoever, but I did get extremely comfortable. I didn't care about looking better. I didn't care about getting bigger. Really care about my aesthetics. All I was doing, I was going to the gym mainly to just maintain my muscle and just keep my look, I guess, but there was no intention on looking better. Obviously, after we broke up, I got that same feeling again, that itch. But this time it was 10 times harder because the previous girl I was with only for I would say a month and a half. This girl I was with for a whole ass year, bro. So currently as it stands, I am working towards my second prime, my better prime, my actual prime, I would say. I'm taking my lifts more serious than ever. I'm getting stronger. And now I have the goal and intention to basically max out my looks, look the most aesthetic I can ever look to his max potential, and also know how to fight and be confident in being a fighter. Fighting and looking aesthetic, that's all I really want out of this life. And also helping thousands of people get to where they want to be as well. And I am so damn excited for my future, bro. And you guys are witnessing the whole journey, the beginning, literally the start. This is the start of where I will be in the future, which is going to be way ahead, bro. Way ahead.